Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Blazers and One podcast. It's been a hot minute since we last actually did a podcast, and I do apologize. We'll just blame Charlie for this. I had Charlie lined up and he kept letting me down. So he's the perfect scapegoat and he's not here. So it's all Charlie's fault. But today we do have a very special guest. Now, when this podcast was an idea in my head, I really wanted this particular individual. It was always kind of the pipe dream to get him on. And we can actually introduce, ladies and gentlemen, the one and the only Matt Shaw. How are you doing, my friend? How are you?
Yeah, good, Frankie. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it. Love the podcast you've done so far. So yeah, really good to get on here.
Thank you. Listen, it's great having you here, mate. It really is. Like I said, you've always been the one I've been badgering to get you on here for a while. So I appreciate you coming over. So thanks very much, mate.
No, my pleasure.
So obviously we're here for, I would like to say good reasons, but there's an announcement you'd like to make, isn't there, Matt? You wanna? I'll give you the microphone and you can go from there, mate.
Yeah, no, Frankie, it's something that quite a few of the guys around the club now know, and told the hierarchy in the club probably about a couple of months ago now. And sadly, this is my last season with the Trailblazers. We hopefully going out on a real big high, but the crux of the matter is moving back to the States with my wife. We, as I've said to a few people, we said about 20 years ago that we'd move to Derby for 2 or 3 years and see how it went, and we've been here for 19 years now. So it's just the right time, unfortunately, for us to head back to the States. So it's really with a heavy heart. The job that I've got in Derby and the people that I get to work with has just been phenomenal, and something that I've absolutely loved doing. But unfortunately, the time's right to move on.
Yeah, it's bittersweet. I mean, I appreciate everything you've done here for Derby. It's been incredible. Like I said, I've never known Derby basketball without you, so it's going to be a very strange transition. And reaching out and speaking to people within the club, it's a very somber conversation we've been having. It's like we're all really happy because the season has been fantastic. It's the gift that really does keep on giving. Obviously, the Kit King Trophy and the league, and we're still rolling along with the playoffs. But it's like, yeah, at the same time, we're happy with the success, but it's also bittersweet that we've obviously got to say goodbye to the captain himself.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. For me, one of the pleasing things is I think the club's in a really strong position. Hoping that quite a lot of the guys will be back next year. Some of the underpinning stuff that happens throughout the club is really good. We've got so many junior teams and academies in a strong place. So lots of positives, and yeah, get that it's definitely some sadness as well, but definitely feel that the club's in a really good position for someone else to come in and carry on the things that myself and other people have been doing.
Yeah, it's exciting. It is exciting. It's just like I said, it's a bit bittersweet. But obviously, you've been around the growing club for how long have you been here now for, Matt? It's a hot minute, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I've been back, I suppose, 15 years. So 2009 was when I kind of came back and took the job as running the academy and playing part of the Div 1 team. So yeah, 15 years. But yeah, basketball in Derby and myself, I've always been it's always been a big part of my life. So yes, probably for 40 plus years in many ways.
That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. So what, and it's going to be a really hard question to answer for you, this is, but has there been any really key moments, like real big highlights that you can just grab onto when you think of obviously your time here at Derby?
Yeah, I suppose there's lots of highlights, and that's the great thing about the job that I've had. It's been so rewarding, so enjoyable to work with young players, to work with people that love basketball as much as I do, and have the sort of inspirations and goals that I had when I was a youngster. So I think definitely for me, one of the big things is players that I've helped on their journey. Some of which have become really great basketball players, some of which have become just really great people and done really well outside of basketball. So that's always for me one of the big things that I've enjoyed, and seeing people. And now, when you've been doing it for quite a while, you sort of see people that are in the mid to late 30s that have done really well. And so that's definitely something that I'll hold on to, and friendships that I've made with players that I've coached and people that I've worked with. Had some really good fun on court success with the academy guys, winning the national title, winning the schools title, going to the world schools championships a couple of times has been a real big highlight, something really proud of, something to give those kids that sort of experience. And then I suppose with the Div 1 team, particularly in recent times, definitely loved this season. Great group of guys. Couple of seasons ago, winning what was then the Lynch Trophy was a real big highlight. First time we'd won something for a while. And then I suppose winning the league as a player, that first season that I came back to the club was pretty awesome in 2009-10 season, playing with quite a few guys that I'd grown up playing with, a lot of friends. And so there I suppose some of the highlights that come to the top of my head, but I'm sure like a few of these questions you might ask me, there might be a few others that I've missed out along the way. And they're the kind of ones that spring to mind, I suppose.
That's some incredible memories right there. It's like we've pretty much touched upon this, but like for the casual fan, you are the face of the D1 side. But obviously, for people that know you around the club, you do an awful lot more for Derby and obviously the academy. So you've kind of touched on it already, but just touching it a bit further. What is it? What is it that you do at the academy? What have you done over the years? Because you've done I was reading some notes on you from way back on the website. I dug out the old archives, and some of the things you've achieved here has been pretty special with the academy.
Yeah, no, we started the academy in 2009-10, and it was a partnership between Noel Baker, Derby College, and Derby Trailblazers. And the Noel Baker part of that stopped in, I think, 2017-18 when they stopped their sixth form, so it just became Derby College and Derby Trailblazers. So when we first started, we only had the first year we only had 4 kids on the program. So I suppose one of the big things for us was making it a viable option for young players that wanted to come and play basketball. So the growth of the academy has really been exciting. That's something that happened quite quickly, but then to be able to keep that going, to be able to be one of the strong academies in the country for over a decade has been really enjoyable. Alongside that, we have a few other bits that I do, I suppose, within the club, doing things like helping with the community program, going into the schools, coordinating things like that, doing assemblies in schools and things like that. And I guess the way that it works, it all pieces together. The more engagement you can get in the schools, the more school kids want to come to Trailblazers, the more those kids then want to stay and be part of the academy once they leave school. So I guess a lot of the bits of the jigsaw all fit together, and been really fortunate that so many different people throughout the club support different parts of my role, I suppose. Got really good people that I work with at the college and coaches that work with me, really good people at the club that a lot of them volunteer, that go above and beyond to, do things on social media, to video games, to put highlight packages together for players and stuff like that. So many different volunteers and support staff that help it all come together. Not sure how well I've answered you there, Frankie.
No,
But
no, brilliant.
kind of a bit of an overview. I mean, in essence, the academy part is 16 to 19-year-olds, and some of which are desperate to be elite basketball players and awesome to work with them. Some of them are just love basketball but want to do it while studying and have other goals. So it depends on the individual really as to what we're trying to achieve with them. But yeah, it's been really fun watching the academy grow and putting Derby on the map a little bit in terms of academy basketball.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like, I've been volunteering here myself for a few years, and it sounds really cheesy and cliche, but it really is the family feel here. And I don't think many places could even try to replicate what we do. It's incredible. The roots run very deep in Derby. And I mean, I go back to the Mr. Wiggins era. He was my PE teacher. So he kind of turned my head from football to basketball because I was always a talking, and he was like, just throw the ball. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And he really tried to persevere with me. I'd love to say it was like a Rambo Rocky moment where it all figured out and I was a brilliant player. I was terrible. I couldn't shoot for
Um,
nothing. But
Mr. Wiggins definitely started basketball for me in Derby as well. I mean, I was fortunate in 1984 when Derby Team Discounter became the first sort of National League basketball team in Derby. My dad was one of the people that started that club along with Dave Morgan, Tim Rudge, Brian Coxon, and Chris Squire, who later became my coach as well. And the first year they brought in two Americans, Dave Smith and Clarence Wiggins, and Clarence then stayed here. And for me, from I think 1984 through to 1994 as a youngster, I think I only missed two home games during that sort of 10-year period. So got to watch the likes of Clarence, Tim Lascelles, Andy Mayer, Nick Nurse, Ernest Lee would be my favourite American of all time that came over. So loads of really great inspirational people, and they sort of started me out on my journey to love basketball, to want to go and watch basketball, to play basketball. And from then I always had the goal. I wanted to go to America. I wanted to be a basketball player. And I suppose, you know, when I've come back, that's something that I've been really mindful of, to try to inspire some young players in the same way that those guys inspired me as a youngster.
you've definitely done that. You've definitely done that. It's like I said, the roots in basketball in Derby are incredible. You just can't even begin. You'd have to write several books to even scratch the surface. It's pretty incredible. But it really is like one big family feel here. And I remember Mr. Wiggins really trying with me, but it just never clicked. I always loved the game. I always thought I was really good. I was never very good. Um, but that kind of got me into the sport, watching it at home. I used to go home and watch NBA and stuff like that. So to see how far we've come since then, even it's just mind-boggling, isn't it? It's crazy.
Yeah, no, really, really pleased. And you know, the first 4 or 5 years that I was back in Derby, sort of 2009. Got to work with Clarence a lot. See him as a PE teacher, speak to him a lot during the day, and just pick his brains, chat basketball. And Clarence was an inspiration to obviously yourself, but a lot of people. And I was fortunate in the mid 90s or the early 90s when I was a youngster. There was no National League team in Derby, and Clarence and Dave Marvel put that team together, the first cadet National League team that I was part of, and the Clarence coach. So, and got to play with John Marvel, who's coached for the last 10, 15 years within the club, Dave's son, and also Paul, his other son, and Simon Spencer, who then became one of Derby's best ever players. And so I was really lucky in the sense that there was, even in those days, people in Derby that wanted to help young players play basketball, and Clarence was definitely at the forefront of that. And I'm not the only one. There's lots of other players like Mark Hawley, Steve Assel, all those young players that came up in the 90s that were just inspired by Wig, and the way he was around people just was awesome. So trying to have a lot of those traits, and pick up on some of the stuff that Clarence left when he passed away was also part of the last decade for everyone in the club, really.
Yeah, definitely so. Definitely so. It's like I said, for me personally, I've never known the club without you. So it's going to be an adjustment for not just me, of course, but it's going to be strange not seeing you around, just the usual conversation and yeah, it's going to be a strange one. But when you are back where you call home, for the future anyway, what do you think when you look back and reflect on your time here in Derby? What will be the thing that you take away from it? What will be your I did that. That's my little stamp on that club. What will that moment be?
No, I'm not sure that I've really thought too much about that yet, Frankie. You kind of live it as you're doing it. I think it would probably be the friendships and the connection with so many different people. That's probably one of the things that I'll look back on fondly. And having worked with so many different people over the years that have made such a difference to the young players that we work with, such a great group of volunteers within the Derby organisation, that's just been awesome. I think in terms of the stuff that we've done at the club, certainly growing the academy, the amount of teams that we have now at junior level is definitely something that definitely proud of, that we've been able to grow, and more and more young people in Derby get the chance to play basketball. Really been pleased, and I've only had a very small part in it, but the fact that I've helped in some small way to really get the girls program off the ground. And again, there's other people that have done much more important things to make that happen than I have. But again, that's something that's really, really great to see. The fact that we've got under 14s, under 16s, under 18 girls teams this year has been fantastic. Yeah, been really enjoyed the fact that quite a few of the players that I've coached are now coaching themselves. So within the club, we've got quite a few nationwide. We've got a handful of players that came through the academy, came through the club, that are now coaching and giving back and love the sport in that way. So yeah, lots of bits, I suppose, Frankie, that just really, really proud of. But it's a lot of people that proud of perhaps the most in terms of the support and help that they've given me on the way to make sure that we can keep it all rolling, I suppose.
Yeah, that's a great answer, Matt. Honestly, it's like I used to help out briefly at the minis, and just seeing how many people would turn out for that alone was incredible. And I know a lot of our teams and have training sessions that are obviously got waiting list because that's how popular it's becoming. And I mean that must be exciting looking back on that, thinking of what it were to what it is. It must be mind-boggling at sometimes.
No, fantastic. I mean, and again, I don't do anywhere near as much as a lot of other people with the minis, and they do such a phenomenal job. That Clarence always used to say that the hardest part to coach was the youngsters, and one of the things that Clarence did in his later years was run the minis, and he was really proud of that. And I think there's a lot of people in the club that want to make sure that continues, and they recognise just how important having that those foundations and kids coming through is to the club. So yeah, definitely definitely love the minis. It's like you say, there's nothing more enjoyable than turn up on a Saturday morning and seeing 50, 60 kids just loving basketball. And I think when our Div 1 players go there for the first time, they always come away kind of with a smile on their face and inspired and thinking, wow, and I think they buy into that sort of stuff as well. So yeah, no, the minis is definitely one part that really, really love to see.
Yeah, it's exciting. I remember the first time I went there, because obviously my sight issue was I was so concerned about getting slapped by the ball. It became a little bit of a joke. I used to walk under the basket, just try not to get hit. But the amount of people that would rock up for that, it was incredible. Absolutely incredible. But moving on to this season, so this has been quite possibly one of the most historical seasons in Trailblazers history. I've still not quite stopped smiling from it all. Obviously, we secured the Kit King, our first piece of silverware being the Kit King trophy, which was an incredible adventure in itself. And then we've knuckled down even harder to win the 2023-24 campaign to be titled the Division 1 League Winners, which is just, I don't know about you, Matt, but it hasn't sank in for me yet. How about you? Are you there yet? Or are you still kind of living in that moment?
Probably not yet, and perhaps won't be till the season's over. And I think that's one of the things with sport, that there's always the next challenge, there's always the next thing that you're looking at. And certainly in basketball, when you've got the league season finishes and you've got the playoffs straight away, you enjoy it for a day, and then you're straight back thinking, right, what about the next one? It has been a fantastic season. I've absolutely loved working with the group of guys that we've got this year on the Div 1 team. A lot of them have been with us for a little while. For me, the league's always the pinnacle. Great to win any bit of silverware, whether it be playoffs, trophies, cups, whatever. But the league tells you that you're the best team, and it doesn't lie the league table. So winning the league was really important for us, and it got a little bit hairy. Going into the last weekend, needing to win 2 games, made it pretty exciting. And yeah, the pressure was on, I suppose, but we've got a group of guys that are willing to step up to those big moments, and yeah, it was just fantastic to get it over the line, 2 weekends ago, and be able to call ourselves the league title winners.
I think that's what it's been for me, from a fan's perspective. I've not really allowed myself yet to celebrate too heavy. I've had a few beers here and there, of course, but I've kept my focus because the wheels are still very much in motion, aren't they? Obviously, we've got Reading Rockets next in the semi-final of the playoffs. Home advantage, which is great. What's your mindset going into this one, Matt? Are we ready? Are you ready for him?
I think we're ready. Yeah, I think the guys will be ready. Practice tonight and start to really prepare for the weekend. But no doubt about it, Reading's a dangerous team, really full of talent. We already saw that when we went to their place a couple of weekends ago and came away with a loss. So we know we're going to have to play really well. The team's in a good place in terms of confidence. I think when we play well, then it's really difficult for anyone to beat us. But certainly, Reading have got some incredible guard play. They can really got 5 or 6 guys who can really put the ball in the hole. They're a really good 3-point shooting team, and any team that shoots the three well is dangerous and can get really hot at any moment and blow games open or get back into games. So we'll have to guard well. I think when we've defended well this season, we've really been good at most of the games. I think apart from Loughborough, most of the games that we've lost, we've conceded over 90 points. If we hold teams to, under 80, it's really difficult for them to beat us. So defending and, making life difficult for them is going to be important. And then if we can play offensively the way that we know we're capable of, hopefully we should be fine.
Yeah, I'm confident. I mean, the end of this season, like we said, it was a nail biter that double header weekend. It was a sticky situation to be in, but to be in that situation and come out on the right side of it, it's an incredible, like Rocky Balboa sort of feel, isn't it? It's great. But I spoke to the guys obviously after the league win, and everybody said the same thing. I went around, obviously on cloud nine, shaking everybody's hand, and everybody said, when I was like, "Wow, what a season!" They were like, "Whoa, whoa, we're not done yet. We're not done." We've got to keep going. One more to get yet. So they've got the right mindset for it. And obviously, we know they've got the right skills for it. But it's been incredible watching this team form, to be honest. To have people like Jonas, Smithy, Raheem, just to name a few. And then obviously adding people like Super Sam, Big Rob, Corey into the mix. It's been an incredible, incredible thing for a fan's perspective. But how's it been from a coach's perspective, building this team? Has it been fun?
Yeah, been really fun. I think last summer, Dave, the chairman, sort of said to me, we want betterment. We want to keep on moving forward. And we finished third last year and made it to a cup final. So when he's sort of saying we want betterment, he didn't quite say I want to win the league. But if you've just finished third, there's no real point in shooting to try and finish second. So I think in the summer, the mindset for myself and Paul and Jake was we want to put a team together that can win some silverware and potentially win the league. And we were able to return a big bulk of the team from the last couple of seasons. For me, it's always a big challenge putting together rosters. It's the worst 2 parts of coaching for me, to be honest, Frankie, are playing time, trying to give people playing time and knowing each season that there's going to be players that aren't going to get the minutes that they want, or perhaps in some cases that maybe they even deserve. So that's really quite hard. And then also, sometimes you might have a great player who's come through the club, or who's done a lot of great things for you and shown a lot of time and loyalty and stuff. And you have to make those tough decisions whether to keep a player or not. And so they're the kind of tough decisions that I think are, for me, the worst ones as a coach. I don't think every coach. Some coaches don't care too much for that. That's fine with them, and that's probably a good trait that they've got. But for me, they're the tough decisions. So sort of saying to someone, actually, I think it's better that you move on, or there's not going to be room for you in the team. So that they're always tough. But yeah, putting together this group of guys after those conversations in the summer that we think we can win the league. So we think we want betterment. We think we can put together a team that can win the league. it was really a case of, right, what do we need? Ryan wasn't coming back, so bringing Sam in was clutch. I remember speaking to you after awards night last season and having to, mop your tears up that Ryan wasn't coming back, and you saying, what we're going to do. And I said, no, don't worry. Ryan was class. He was great, but we'll find someone else. And Sam's definitely been outstanding. He's been phenomenal signing. And then the other two bits, Rob just as fatting like he's been here for the last 10 years. What a player to play alongside. Been a great addition. Just knows how to play the game. Is accepted his role. On I think any other team in the country in Div 1, he probably starts, and he started some games for us, but he's come off the bench an awful lot as well. And he could probably shoot the ball a little bit more as well, but he just plays such a great brand of team basketball. So we're really lucky there. And then the third big signing, I suppose, in the summer was Corey. And we probably last summer probably worked harder than any other summer, to try to put this team together. And Sam and Rob was able to kind of secure their services pretty quickly, but was desperately trying to find one more piece to the jigsaw, and spoke to everyone with a British passport that have played in the BBL, played in NBL 1, played in America, and was coming back, and finally landed on Corey, and he's been an outstanding signing as well. And like someone who can shoot as well as Corey, but also defensively, he's just been phenomenal for us. So those three were I suppose the extras to what we already had. But it's always important to get guys to come back, and having Malcolm come back after last season that he had with the exploits he showed in the BBL trophy, what he could do at a higher level. He's obviously part of the fabric of the club, but it would be wrong to say that he didn't have options to go elsewhere, because he definitely did. And to make sure he came back, and Jonas and Raheem and Jace and Charlie, and we of course really hoped that Leighton was going to be able to play this season as well when we were putting together this team, and we thought Simeon will be able to be a little more healthy than what he's been. So yeah, it's been a great team to have, and we've I think done really well. But like you've said, there's hopefully 2 more games to go, and that would be really the icing on the cake to try to win the playoffs as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like me and Nick have a bit of a joke. So we catch up probably once a week and we talk basketball literally all day. It's great. I love it. I love our catch ups. But there's one thing we've always said: in Matt Shaw we trust. Whenever things are like, well, what's going on? Is he coming back? Are we going to get him? Are we looking at this guy? What's going to happen? In Matt Shaw we trust. That's what we always say. We've got every faith in you. And it's been, this team has just been going from strength to strength. It's just watching them having the great foundation we already had with the players that we've got, like the likes of Smith, Raheem, Jonas, the real backbone of what we do as we drive on the court, and to add to that and have such depth on the bench as well. It's just been incredible. It's been absolutely incredible. Which kind of leads on to the next thing. Your story, mate, would make an absolute legendary book, a storybook, or even better still, a movie. Do you reckon we could rope somebody in to record it? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'm not sure that. I think my mum and dad would definitely watch it, and maybe a few, friends and family. But I'm not sure it's going to get the viewing that you think. But yeah, no, it's been a fun ride. It's been a really fun story. Been a Derby lad, just loving basketball. Some of the people that are still involved in the club, people like Chris Acton, AJ, Nigel Cash, would probably remember. Me as a 5 or 6 year old, bringing my basketball to Moorways and bouncing it around and watching you know, the various different Derby teams, whatever they were called, Derby discounters, Derby Rams, Derby Bucks, you know, Derby Storm.
I remember Storm.
So watching all those, you know, all those players, and you know that's kind of pretty cool for me. And you know, when I went out to the States, Derby Storm win the BBL, and my goal was always to come back and play for them. And then the last year that I was out in the States, the team folded. So that was a big blow for me. You know, loving basketball in Derby so much that there wasn't a top level team for me to come back to. But you know, the fact that you know, the Trailblazers rose from the ground, and you know, lots of people were so heavily involved. You know, people like Charlie Wright and the Booths and Sean Atterbury and lots of different people that really in the early days did such a great job of you know, returning basketball to Derby, and it had a different feel. And I think that's something that we've been mindful of over the last few years. Yes, we're an elite semi-pro, if you like, Division 1 team, but we have a commitment and a duty to the rest of basketball in Derby to make sure there's opportunities for youngsters, to make sure that it's sustainable. You know, a lot of people sort of say, do you want to go into the BBL? And I think the long-term answer is probably yes. As a club and as a city, we're big enough, and that's got to be your goal. Is always, you know, as the chairman always says, betterment, improvement every year. But we just wouldn't want to do something like that unless the club was ready, and knowing that it wouldn't impact some of the younger age groups within the club. It wouldn't have a knock-on impact in terms of taking support away from the juniors and the work that we do there. So not sure that I've answered the initial question, Frankie. I think I've just gone off on a massive tangent there, but yeah, I think it was the initial question was about a storybook, and yeah, no, for me it's been just really interesting. I've loved every part of it. Loved being part of the organisation, part of Derby basketball. And to get to see, you know, when we won the league title, former teammates there watching, and lots of people in the crowd that have, you know, were there maybe last time when we won the league 15 years ago and stuff like that. It was really cool as well. Not sure we're going to find our way onto Netflix anytime soon with this
Hey,
story, Frankie,
hey,
but hey.
listen, never say never. Netflix are always about these things, so you never say never. But it'll be, yeah, it's been like from a fan's perspective, slash volunteer, it's been incredible, Matt. It really has. So obviously your time at Derby has come to a sweet close. We're going to miss you. I'm going to repeat myself no end to you over these next couple of weeks, mate. But yeah, it's been great getting to know you on a personal level. Like I said, I've never known anything outside of basketball in Derby without your face somewhere involved with it. Um, but something tells me, Matthew, that you'll always be a Blazer at heart. So no matter where you might be in the country, I think you'll always be supporting us from across the pond.
Yeah, absolutely. That's for sure. I mean, like I said a little bit earlier, when I went out to the States in 1998, I was there wasn't quite the ways there is now to follow basketball back home, but I was keeping a very close eye on the Derby Storm and the bad boy group that they had and the different teams that they had. And it'll be very similar. In fact, I think it'll be, you know, it'll be better now in the sense that so many of our games are streamed and I can watch them. I think there's a good chance that, you know, I'd like to stay involved on the committee and help and as much as I can. I'll be here until, you know, probably around Christmas time. So certainly want to support but not tread on the toes of the new people that come in to take on some of the responsibilities that I have. And like you say, always be a trailblazer. You know, love the club, love the people that are around, and all the different coaches that we've had that do such a phenomenal job, and people that have been here, you know, from before I was here. People like Colin Henderson and Kyle Henderson that, you know, continue to give so much to the club, and loads of different volunteers that, you know, I'll be keeping a close eye on things and watching from afar and hoping for success. You know, I think it's important for me and important people realize that I want it to keep on growing. It's not a situation where you leave and you kind of think, oh, don't want the next person to do as well as what we've done. That's not the case at all. Desperately want the next person to do better than what we've done and keep things growing. And who knows, I think there'll be a lot of hopefully links that I can help some of the players that are on the academy with some of the opportunities that I'm going to find out in the States, and been, maybe having some trips over to the States and supporting some of the young players to fulfill their dreams of maybe getting scholarships and things like that. So yeah, pretty sure that I'll still be watching and still be involved in some capacity. And yeah, you can't totally get rid of me that easily, I'm
Oh,
afraid.
we would not want to. We would not want to. It's been, like I said, it's been very somber conversations around the club. But no, just from my perspective, I obviously I followed basketball back in the day. I remember my brother was mad into football, my older brother, and I never liked football. I just couldn't get it. Sitting there in the freezing cold and rain and watching it for 90 minutes for a 0-0 wasn't my idea of entertainment. I like the fast pace of basketball. So what used to happen, I can't quite remember where or whatever. I know it was somewhere on the way to the baseball ground. My brother would go and watch the Derby reserves and he would drop me off to see Storm. And he'd go, "Don't tell mum I've left you here by yourself." And he would drop me off there and he'd go and watch football and he'd pick me up thereafter. And he used to go around my autograph, Derby Storm autograph book. It was brilliant. I can still remember it to this day, like looking up at the giants and just going, "Can I have your autograph, please?" And at the last game, funnily enough, I did the same thing again. I chased everybody for autographs, yourself included, and it was refreshing. It was nice to be on that side of the fence again. But yeah, so obviously I've got my health issues, and the club has done a lot for me. I became, without making this too deep, when I started losing my vision, I became quite reclusive. I worked from home, so it was the perfect excuse to stay at home and not really do anything else. And I sat there a good year into my journey, if you will, from my sight loss, not doing anything outside of the house. I would avoid even going to the shop. It was really that bad. And I thought, I can't carry on like this. It's no life for me. It's no life for my kids. I need to sort this out. So I went onto Google and I searched, is there any basketball still going on around Derby? And that's when I found you guys a good few years ago. And I came to the games, and you guys, from the moment I walked through those doors, you were so welcoming. I remember this short, forgive me, David, short, bold man greeting me at every game. "Hey up, son, how you doing? How are you, mate?" Shaking me hand, and then off he'd go. And I was like, "Oh, he's a friendly chap." And after 3 or 4 games, Nigel came over and said, "Oh, thank you for coming along." And he said, "I see you're already getting on good with the chairman." And I was like, "The chairman?" And he was like, "Yeah, the bold guy up there." I went, "I didn't know he was the chairman. I'm effing and jeffing with him. I'd be a bit more calmer if I'd known he was the chairman." But this is the feel here. When I needed a place to call home away from home, that's what you guys become for me. You became my, yeah, literally that. You were my home away from home. But I know it's not just me that's had a great story like this. I know there's many people around the club that share the same sentiments for what this club's done for them. And like I said, very briefly, at my birthday the other night at the pub, the volunteers put in so much because you guys put in so much. We see the energy, we see the output, and we appreciate you so much. So much so, in fact, Matthew, I've got something to share with you. I'll let it speak for itself, but this is just a few voice notes from people around the club that obviously want to say best of luck to you, my friend.
Hey up, Matt. It's Breezy. I just want to say thank you for everything for over the past God knows how many years. Um, a lot's changed at Blazers from when I first started at the academy in Div 1 to sort of where they are now. But throughout all those years, I suppose one thing that's never changed and I've never quite managed to ditch are the constant comparisons I get from people telling me how much I remind you of them as a player. It's actually got to a point now where your own mum came up to me in the middle of Blue Jay a few weeks back and said how much I reminded her of you on the court. Um, so I suppose in between me constantly messing around at practice and having a laugh, I have learned a thing or two over the years from you. So yeah, I just want to say thank you again and good luck out in the States. But before you ditch us, let's just try with one more final.
Hey, it's Bethany here. So, part of Derby with coaching, playing, and a lot of tabling. Matt, I just want to say we'll miss you so much. You've done so much for the club, and I've been so happy to be part of it and watch you lead such a great team and the club. So I wish you the best of luck, and would definitely miss you and the good old fist bumps before a game. Good luck. Bye.
Hi Matt, I hope you're doing good. This is actually my fifth attempt at recording this, because I've said the same words over and over again, and I keep using the words gutted and upset and heartbroken, but I'm going to try and not use them. I can't believe that you'll be going at the end of this season. The club wouldn't be where it is at today if it wasn't for you, and you've been there guiding it and manoeuvring it in the right direction, and we can't thank you enough. It's been brilliant, and I know that you'll be class wherever you end up. Also, at the point of recording this as well, we do still maybe have 2 games left to play of the season, and I am still waiting for you to ask me to kit up. So whenever you want to do that, just let me know. I'll be there. I'm stretching already. Just let me know. All the best, and I can't wait to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Coach, it's Sam here. Just wanted to reach out and congratulate you on an awesome career with the Blazers. Appreciate all you did for us this entire season and beyond. I know there's a lot of people in the club that appreciate what you did, and you kind of helped take the Blazers to new heights. So it's been an awesome ride for you, and happy for you, and wishing you nothing but the best in your journey back over in the States. So,
hey Matt, it's Simeon. Just saying good luck, and you'll be missed loads here in Derby. Appreciate you for everything you've done.
Hey Matt, I just want to say thank you so much for supporting me on my coaching journey and with the development of the female programme. I really appreciate all your hard work and effort, not only with myself, but throughout the club as well. Gonna miss you, man. Lots of love, T.
This is Nick, a member of the media team for the Derby Trailblazers. I just want to wish Matt the very best of luck for the future. It's been great getting to know him these past couple of seasons since I've been a part of the club. He's a great guy, a great coach, and he's done some incredible things here, not just for the Division 1 men's team, but in part of the academy as well. He's just an all-round amazing guy. Gonna miss him at the club very, very much, but I wish him all the best for the future.
Hi, Matt. It's Jace. I just wanted to say thank you for the opportunity to come and play for the Trailblazers. I really enjoyed my time here. I want to wish you good luck with everything moving forwards. Hopefully we can stay in touch, and 2 more wins to go.
Hi Matt, it's Nigel. What can I say? Really enjoyed working with you and following your achievements over many years with the club. In fact, going all the way back to the Bucks and the Storm before, the Trailblazers too. It's been fantastic. One day maybe I'll trawl back through all those WhatsApp messages and do something with all those comments that I could never actually publish in the previews or post-match things. I think a lot of people would find that quite funny too. But yeah, it's been great. Really big shoes to fill, and I wish you every success for the future.
Hello Matt, it's CJ. I just wanted to say thank you for all your efforts over the years. Not only have you carried on Clarence's legacy, but you've put your own stamp on the team and the club, and it's much appreciated. Wish you the best of luck for the future. Many thanks.
Well, Matt, I understand that you're stepping back from the Trailblazers. I want to wish you all the very best for the future. We've come a long way from playing Derby under 23s together to our time in Mansfield and me assisting you when you was head coach of the Trailblazers for all those years. You were an awesome player, you're an awesome coach, and you're an even better person. I wish you and your family all the very best for the future, and we'll catch up with you in the summer when I'm back home, hopefully. Cheers.
Hi Matt, just want to wish you all the very best for your move to the States from us McGaffins. You and I have been around basketball together for an awfully long time. From our days at Storm, up at Mansfield Express, winning playoff championships, and then moving back to Derby, playing with Jamie, and winning so many medals and having so much fun over the last 20 years or more. But we can't wait to hear all about your adventures, and we hope to visit you very soon. Lots of love.
Shores. Frankie asked me to send a little message to sum up you leaving. Not sure it's going to be possible to do it justice. To be honest, since we discussed in the summer the possibility of you leaving, we've been so focused on winning and going out on top that the reality probably still hasn't even sunk in yet. We've been doing this together for so long, first as players and as coaches, and we've seen the club grow and go from strength to strength. And a lot of that growth in such a big way has been down to your vision, passion and hard work, a lot of which people don't actually see. And with that, it's all the behind the scenes stuff that's made this so worthwhile and such fun. To have been able to share the journey with my best mate as well has made this a pretty special thing. And although we're going to miss you and Mel, I know that you're going to both love living in the States, and you'll make a massive success of whatever you end up doing out there. Anyway, we still have 2 more games to go. See you at practice.
Hi Frankie, this is Gillian Stewart. Message from Matt. Very sorry to hear that he's leaving and going back to the States, but not surprised. He's been promising his wife for a good while to do it. We remember him from being a schoolboy back at Derby Storm before he went to college in the States, and when he came back to play at Mansfield and he played with our son-in-law Jamie. Jill and I have watched his progress through fantastic playing career and an even better coaching career. We'll ramble on for too long. We wish him all the best. Sorry to see him go, and love from us both. Take care.
Frankie, words can't explain how I feel about Matt. We've been friends for a long time and I'm going to miss him desperately. But I understand and I agree that this is the best thing that he does. He goes off to America and has a wonderful life, and I'm going to miss him more than he will ever understand. Thank you.
Take care.
Hi Matt, it's AJ here. I just wanted to say a heartfelt thank you for all your time, energy, passion, playing and coaching expertise invested in Derby basketball throughout the years. We go back to Derby books in the 90s, where I saw you develop from a young baller to an excited young man off to university in the United States. We've had some interesting times over the years, including costumes and hairstyles, which I think we will leave right there. Your current successes will live long in the memory of everyone associated with this great club. I would like to wish you and your family health, happiness and prosperity as you move forward to your next chapter. You will be greatly missed. Take care.
Hey, how's it going? Just saying what's up to Matt. All the best for the US. Hope you have the best time out there, and I hope you achieve even better things than you achieved over here, and all the best.
What's up, Matt? This is Malcolm, man. I just wanted to say thank you for everything that you've done for me over the past 6 years, man. I appreciate you always having my back. Always making sure I don't have to worry about anything, and just everything that you've done for me, man. I'm looking forward to hearing about how you get on over in the States. I think you'll really enjoy it. And just to say, good luck with everything moving forward, man. You've done a great job here at Derby. I know everyone appreciates the work you've done. So yeah, man, I just want to say thank you for everything.
Hey Matt, it's Jonas. Thanks so much for everything you've done for us over the last few years. I've had a great time and managed to win a few championships like you said we would. Best of luck in the States. I know you're going to kill it in whatever you do next.
What's up, it's JB. Just wanted to say good luck for the future moving back out to the States with Mel. I know you've both wanted to do it for quite some time now. Me and you have obviously worked together for the past 7 years, coaching in Division 1 and various other teams, and I think we've made a pretty good duo. It is obviously a shame for it to be ending, but I think it's been great for us that we've both had such passion and put so much into it, and we've been able to actually finally get some results that are going to be going down in history. So it's great to have our names on the trophies and the club, and doing it for the club. And I just wish all the best, and obviously, hopefully, all being well, me and you will see plenty of each other anyway, and back out in the States, and we'll just see what the future holds.
Trailblazers won't be the same without Matt. He is our offence,
and defence. He's the point guard, the big man, the shooter, the guard, centre and power forward. He has been everything to everyone involved in the club, and he will leave a huge hole, and it'll certainly take some filling. He will not only be a huge loss to the Blazers, but to English basketball. He brings reason, logic, fairness, calm, quality and experience that you just can't buy. Basketball stateside doesn't realise how lucky they are. Matt goes with our very best wishes for his next chapter.
There we go.
Oh, Frankie, what are you doing to me? That's
You
awesome.
imagine putting
Thanks
that
so
together.
much.
That was hard to put together. There's going to be more that are going to come through where people have not obviously managed to get it over to me in time. Just listening to what you mean to people around the club, mate. It's without trying to give you a big head, you are literally irreplaceable, is what you are, and I think you'll always be remembered as one of the greatest here that have ever done it, my mate.
No, I appreciate that, Frankie. Definitely, definitely replaceable. Good thing is, lots of these people will continue to do what they do because they love basketball. They love Derby basketball. So, I think, once the dust settles, everyone's just got to look at it that it's going to be, onwards and upwards, and a good opportunity. Bit of, breath of fresh air. Someone else comes in and has a few new ideas and pushes things in, some different directions. So I think that, a lot of positive can come from this, and and you hear all those people, just so many great people, and like say others as well that will ensure that the club continues to grow in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, there's going to be a few that I'm going to message over to you as they come through. But there's just two more there's one I want to read to you, and there's one I want to quickly play to you. So the first one I'm going to read to you, I asked Maria Brown to say a few words, but she said she'd rather do it written if that's okay. So I want to read it to you. She's put, Matt has coached all 4 of my sons over the years, and in brackets, lucky him. And then I ended up supporting him at various teams in the club, including the D1. It has been an amazing ride with ups and downs along the way, but we've always been a great team. It's going to be strange without him, and I might even miss the bits where I have to constantly remind him to keep constantly reminding to do stuff. Good luck to the future to both you, Matt and Mel. Oh,
it's tough, Frankie.
Oh dear, that's a big breath. Oh, Matthew. Well, listen, I've chased you for a long time for a podcast. And I'm really grateful to have you here, mate. It's been an absolute honor. And I know we're not quite done with the ride just yet, but I just want to say from me and everybody that hasn't said a few words so far, thank you incredible amounts for what you've done. You've lived and breathed the club, and it shows. It really does reflect on how good of a thing we've got going on over here. And I know you like to reflect it onto other people, but just take a moment just to really give yourself a massive pat on the back, because we all love you, Matt, and we're going to miss you dearly, mate.
No, I appreciate it, Frankie. Thanks ever so much. Lots of great people sending messages there. Lots of friends that we'll stay in contact with. So yeah, 2 more games, then perhaps have a little bit more time to reflect and enjoy some of the memories a little bit. But yeah, no, thanks ever so much. Thanks for having me on. It's been good fun. It's been good to remember some of the stories and things like that. And yeah, just so proud of the people that you've got to do some voice notes there. A lot of really great friends, great people that have supported me so much. So yeah, been awesome, mate.
Oh, we love you, Matt. Thanks ever so much, mate. Anyway, I'll see you at the next one with me drum, I suppose. Someone's got to make the noise, haven't they?
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Being on Saturday, Frankie.
Cheers, Matt. Take care, mate. Thank you.
Take care, mate. Bye.